What is up, everybody? Back with another pair of not low heat. I don't know what you want to call this. Medium heat. I don't know if we want to call it a high heat, but yeah, back with a very nice classic pair that I think most people are hyped for. Does the resale price say that everyone's hyped for them? I don't know if that tells the whole story. Because they go for, I think, 100 more than retail. But there's also apparently 500,000 pairs of these. So maybe the supply is dampening the resale value, not the hype. So we got a crushed box. Kind of actually shouts to Nike and FedEx for not putting it in a Steal Me box for once. I hit on these off the sneaker shock drop. Amazingly, somehow I actually saw the notification for once, actually was quick with the thumbs, entered in the info, and actually no, on the Android app it didn't show the buy button. I was quick on it, quick with it, went to Twitter, knew the J23 app on Twitter would have the link, the desktop link. They did, went, quick fingers, tried it on there, got the notification that after a bit that my order was confirmed. So shouts, I guess, for once to sneakers. I know a lot of people copped, a lot of people didn't. And shouts to the J23 app with a link. Partial credit on not having a Steal Me box. Partial discredit on the slightly soggy, crumpled box. But it looks like it did its job, though. Looks like this is well protected for the most part. No damage. I think we're good. I think we're Gucci. So that's exciting. Finally got these in. Kept getting the notification from Nike that the shipment was delayed or it's on its way. Don't worry. Well, finally I got them. And what are them? These are the Air Jordan 3 Retros in Summit White and Fire Red Black, aka the Air Jordan 3 Cement Reimagined. Yes. I got them in my size 11 and a half. To be honest, years back, I wouldn't have been all that stoked for this, but as I've grown in my sneaker journey, history, wisdom, this is now a pair that I've definitely excited to have. Because it was a little, the Jordan 3 is a little plain for my taste, hence my name, Fancy Pants. But this is a clean classic that it's grown on me. Let's take a look at what they did for these. Speaking of fast fingers, hit subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Costs you nothing. It's free. And those of you watching, I know there's a million unboxing videos of this pair. So really appreciate you clicking on mine and watching this far. And hopefully you watch the whole video. So with all that out of the way, we have now lifted the lid. We get a tech spec packet. They included this also with the Fire Red 3 that released not too long ago, last year. I like this. Gives you kind of some insight into like how the shoe is actually constructed, the different layers. If you're not familiar, like I don't know all this stuff, so it's good to have some of that information in there. They are called the Air Jordans, not just because Michael Jordan seemed to hang in the air, but because there is an air unit in there. We'll get into some of the history of the Air Jordan 3 if you don't know, any new sneakerheads or old sneakerheads who just don't know. I'll drop in a few tidbits about the shoe, but let's look at them first because I know that's what you're here for. Oof. Yes. So let's drink it in for a second. Ooh. That is clean. That is nice. I mean, this already, this will go with anything. Any pair of jeans you got on, just fit's already halfway complete. Throw a pair of blue jeans, most washes, and these, and you're halfway there to a decent outfit. Man. So for these, they hadn't really retroed these in this fashion ever. Nike's and Jordan brand are finally getting around to retroing shoes in the shape, the style that they were originally released. And this is not one-to-one because there's some things different. We have the aged box, similar, this reimagined thing that I don't know if they're going to keep doing. I imagine they will keep doing it, but they did it with the Air Jordan 1, kind of the roughed box, and I suspect they'll keep doing it. It seems like it has positive feedback, but you can see the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Found box, similar thing, as you know already. But for this, they didn't. They did some of the vintage treatment to this. Yellowed midsole, yellowed back tab here, yellowed eyelets. But yeah, they haven't really reissued this in a. These came out in 1988, I think, 87, 88 season, and they haven't really reissued them in the fashion of their original release ever. And again, it has the yellowing that the originals didn't. But that being said, this is about as close to the original as you can get. They did, I know in the description on the Nike and Jordan website, they said they did the elephant print here around the toe box and mudguard, and the heel more similar to the pattern from the originals, the OGs. And yeah, so let's see here. So if you didn't know, real quick, I'll get more into the details here, and then we'll talk price. I'll try them on, do all that stuff. So stick around. More to cover now that you've seen them. Don't worry, there's a lot more to talk about. But yeah, these came out in 87, 88 season. Jordan primarily wore the fire red 3s, as you can see here. Slight difference, they gave the metal hang tag chain. Here you just get the plastic. He primarily wore these, I think, and these a little bit in the first half of the season. He's most famously known for wearing these during the dunk contest during All-Star Weekend, which I think he won that contest. Yeah, I think he won the 88 dunk contest. He did the dunk from the free throw line, and that was one of the retros of these. The retros, they did the clear blue, I think, bottom with the line, because he stepped on the free throw line. They did the line there. That was in 2018. I'll get into kind of how we gain access. They're doing exclusive access for these in a second, but I'll keep going over the history. So yeah, Jordan was going to potentially leave Nike after his first couple years. He famously had a meeting, though, with Nike and Tinker Hatfield. They brought Tinker Hatfield on. He'd already done a couple shoes with Nike, I think the Air Max 1 and a trainer, and had him work on Jordan's third shoe, because Peter Moore, who did the first two, he had left for Adidas. And when Jordan got to the meeting, again, he was already kind of planning on leaving. He was kind of blown away by Tinker's design for the 3. As you can see, it's not like a super high top. It's more of a mid, which Jordan liked, apparently. He liked a little bit lower profile shoe. So it's essentially a mid, but kind of had the full grain leather upper that he liked, but a lower top. Had his Jumpman logo. This is the first appearance of his Jumpman logo. And the Nike Air on the back. And apparently he really liked the shoe. You got the visible air unit for the first time. Again, Tinker had done that on the Air Max 1 already, but kind of a key element in the Jordan line here. Visible air unit. And so, yeah, drew him back to, apparently, saved Nike from him departing. So, the legend has it. And, yeah, the rest is history. Tinker worked on the Jordan 3 on through, I think, the 15. So from there on out, Tinker had a part in all Jordan's shoes. And yeah, there's your brief history, if you didn't know, on the Jordan 3. Now, I got these off the shock drop, like I told you in the beginning. Super stoked on that. I think I've gotten pairs off shock drops now in these past years, like once, twice. This is probably like the second, third time I've got a pair off a shock drop ever in many a shock drop. Doesn't happen often. Usually I'm too slow, or it's a shoe I don't want. So very stoked to get these. They are doing exclusive access. I think if you tried and lost for the free throw line 2018 version and you missed out on the shock drop, you will be granted exclusive access. I like how Nike's doing that. They are able to keep track of your records, kind of scary, all those years ago on your app, and read that info and take that programming, that info, and then give you exclusive access. I think that's dope. So it gets in the hands of any true fans who've missed out on it over the years. So I think that's dope. We'll have a wider release then after that, but I think that's cool of Nike and Jordan Brand to do that. Yeah, as I said, they've made 100 pairs. These are currently going for about 100 over retail. Retail is 210. It's getting pretty steep nowadays for Jordan shoes. I would say if you miss out after all the drops, all the raffles, and you still take L's on everything, that sucks. I feel for you. I send my condolences ahead of time. But I do think I really like the Fire Red 3s. Now, they don't have the vintage look of these, and I know these are slightly more popular amongst the general public and sneakerheads, but I'm a big fan of the Fire Red 3s. A little more pizzazz for me, and these are much more affordable. Right now, they're going for like $250, just like 40 over retail. Taxes and fees will get you up probably close to $300. But like, if you remember, when these dropped, these were sitting. Maybe not in the big sizes like I wear, but in any size smaller than me, these were kind of sitting on shelves for a minute. They had restocks. They had the smaller sizes were definitely sitting on shelves. So I think if you take all the L's on these, I apologize. I know you probably want these, but like personally, I dig the Fire Red 3s. It's a close race. Which one do I like? I really like the back tab on the cements. I like that black and white, or in this case, the yellowed off-white cream, but I really like that. But other than that, I like the hits of red here to break it up, to contrast. Yeah, anyways, but that's me. So he did apparently wear the black cements in the All-Star game in '88, but that's the only time he wore the black cements. He really only wore these and the Fire Reds. The True Blues he didn't really wear. I think he wore an exhibition game once back then, and then he wore them later in his career as retros for like when he was on the Wizards and stuff, or a couple times here and there down the line, but he never wore them during that season. So I found that interesting. I don't, this is blasphemy, but I'm not a huge black shoe guy, especially like a black grain leather shoe guy. So probably of all of like the Jordan and iconic sneakers that everyone loves and are cherished, the biggest difference for my personal taste and preferences are the black cement 3s. Like I can appreciate them. I know what they mean to people. I do think they're a good shoe for sure, but just as personal preference, I don't love them. They're the lowest. It's the biggest division between what people think is great and my personal taste. Like, I didn't try for them when they came back out. I knew they would probably resell, or they'd be a good classic shoe to hold on to, but like, I just rather people who really wanted them get them, and I'll get the 2 pairs that I really like. Like the True Blues for me are like meh, and the black cements, I know people love them, go crazy for them, but for me they're meh. I don't like black leather grain shoes. I don't think they look good on me, so I'll take the 2 that I like. That's just me. Let me know in the comments of the Jordan 3s, what the OG Jordan 3s, how do you rank them? What are your favorites? For me, it's the cements and the Fire Reds. I kind of like the True Blues. I'll pass on the black cements. Again, not saying they're a bad shoe. Don't crucify me in the comments. They're just not for me. I'd rather wear other shoes, and then if I'm going to buy something, don't want to spend my money on it. Also, don't want to take it away from the true fans of that shoe if I don't love it. Now, if I had infinite money, infinite space to store things, I would, as a collector of shoes, definitely get a pair, keep them on the shelf as part of like all the OG retros, Jordan retros. I'd totally get a pair or try for a pair, keep them in the collection, maybe wear them once, twice, but that would be it. It would just be to own, just to be part of the collection. That's the only reason I would get some black cement 3s. I know that probably sounds crazy to a lot of you, but that's just my preference. I know there's people out there that don't like Chicago Jordan 1s, and I think that's kind of crazy, but to each their own. As you can see, these go with anything. I got the Bruce Lee stance socks on right now. I think that's a great pairing with these. Yeah, these, I think on foot, I like these almost better than the Fire Red 3s. Just holding in hands, I like the Fire Red 3s better. But like on foot, these are clean. Again, a lot of you probably already know this, so like tell me something I don't know, but like I have, this is my first pair of cement 3s, so I didn't know. I don't know for sure. Now, I'd love, what other retros do you want to get the Reimagined treatment? We already got the Chicagos. Now we got the 3s. These came out in very like classic fashion, and the Air Jordan 2s, the Chicago colorway came out in very like one-to-one fashion, but they weren't kind of reimagined. They weren't vintagized. Didn't have the vintage treatment. I think this is okay on occasion. I prefer for me to make them vintage, I think, is my preference. Just give me the one-to-one specs of the OGs, and then let me naturally make these worn. So I don't know if I'm exactly looking for a lot more reimagines, but I am looking for more true to form retros. I would love some black toe Jordan 1 retros. We got the black and white ones that I missed out on. I might have to buy those resale if they drop any more in price. I would love the military blue Jordan 4s. I would love a pair of those. Those haven't really truly retroed. And again, if they retro those, I don't necessarily need them in the reimagined form. I just give me a retro OG that's built to the specs that they were in 1989 or whenever they came out. So let's see. What do we give these? Air Jordan Cement 3 Reimagines. On foot, they're even better. Sizing, I got these true to size. I got plenty of room. You could go half size down. These, I didn't have the choice. This was all that was left at Shoe Palace when I came. And it was a half size down. I tried them on. They fit fine. Great. So for you, I would recommend going true to size or half size down. I wouldn't go half size up unless you have to, and that's all that's available, or big price difference. They'll be, I think, a little too big, too loose. So yeah, true to size or half size down. These socks are thin, so that's part of why I have a little extra room, I think. I like them better on foot now that I have them in hand. I don't think these make a 9 for me. You know, Jordan 1s are, I think, my favorites, and I don't think these make a 9 for me, but I think these are like a 8.5. Let's even go a little higher. Let's go 8.6 out of 10. I give these an 8.6 out of 10. Let's say they didn't do the reimagined thing with these, and they were just like the OG colorway completely. It might be even higher to 8.75, but that's minimal. I'm fine with the aged yellow vintage look. That's fine. I don't hate it. Just small preference thing. So 8.6 out of 10. Love them. Super stoked to have copped on the shock drop. We'll be trying to double up, I think, because like such a clean pair. Once these get beat or dirty, it'll be great to have another pair. Or you know, I could sell them. Maybe they'll go up in value. Maybe not, but. If they do, great to sell, flip, or have, either way. So I think I'm going to try to double up. All right, more unboxing videos coming up soon. Appreciate you watching, especially for a pair like these where there's a million unboxing videos out there. I haven't worn 3s a ton, so I don't know about the comfort. I can feel this digging in a little bit, but once you break them in, I'm sure they'll be fine. Yeah, more unboxing videos coming up very soon. Please subscribe so you don't miss those.